Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So we are working on the India country report. So the first thing you're going to want to do is bring up your read document so that you can follow along with me here. So the first questions, as always, are pretty basic questions. First one, what continent is India located on? This question can be answered. You just look at the map here. It tells you what continent it is. There is also some information about that down in the read right after the maps. What type of government does India have? That would be found in the government section. So scroll down to the government section. What is the total population of India? That is in the population chart. There's a lot of information in the chart. It's real easy to find. You can just scroll down real quick. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Population chart, right? So you're just looking for this number here. And you can abbreviate it. You don't have to put the exact number in, obviously. What age group make up the largest portion of the population? That is going to be found in the population pyramid section. What is the population density? You're going to come back up here to the chart again. Fertility rate, the chart again. What is the main language used in India? So you're going to want to go to the section that deals with languages. And that is covered there. Let's see, right here. Languages. What is the official currency of India? So you're going to want to come to resources. Let me see. So resources, and it's in this first paragraph here. All right, now I made some changes to some of the questions. I removed some that I felt were repetitive, and then I changed up some of the other ones, how they asked for, and sometimes what they asked for. So these are a little different than they were last time. So number 9 here, what sort of climate can I expect in India? The only change here is I added a requirement for 2 complete sentences. People were giving me really, really bad answers. And you can't really explain the different climates that you're going to have in just a sentence. Most countries are large enough, or at least most of the ones that are on our list are large enough that they can have multiple types of climates. Name at least 3 ecosystems found in India. All right, so you're going to need to read through the part on climate and here, let me see. So for the climate question, you obviously just come to climate, right? Number 9, go to climate. But climate is also going to talk about ecosystem. The environment is going to talk about ecosystems. And they're not just going to say ecosystem. They're going to say, the forest or the desert or the jungle. Like you have to read and pick out what ecosystems are found in India and just give me 3 of them. How are people using the land or depending on the environment? This is the same question as last time. Pretty simple and easy question. Just read the climate, the environmental issues, the resources section. Like those all talk agriculture. Those are all different ways that people use the land or depend on the environment. What natural resources are there? So again, you just come here to the resources section. How have human activities affected the environment? Easiest one for that is to go to the environmental issues section. What sorts of issues might arise that people had to overcome in India due to the natural environment in India? All right, so this question before was a little different. I made it more specific so people understand what I'm looking for. When you're doing this question, what I want to know is what did people have to overcome? What adversity caused by their natural environment did the people have to overcome in India? So like if you have people in India, for example, living in the Himalaya mountains, mountains are very harsh places to live. You have, not as much land that you can cultivate. It's harder to get around because it's not flat. Oftentimes you have to go around mountains because you can't really go through them. So these are all different issues that people would have to deal with. If they live down on a river and, the monsoon season comes in, well, it causes flooding. That's something they might have to deal with. Explain to me how society in India is unique. All right, this is another one that I changed. Before, it's just tell me a little bit about society. One, I put a 2-sentence minimum on this one as well, because you can't tell me about a society in a sentence. It's not possible. Realistically, 2 sentences isn't possible, but I'm not going to make you write a paragraph. And I also want to know how their society is unique. Like each of these places we look at, like they have some unique parts of their society. So you definitely want to, focus on what makes them special, and that's what I want you to do. So for India, like when you're talking about society, you're going to want to look at the ethnicity, ethnic groups. You're going to want to look at the language stuff, religions, and culture. Like those are the sections that you want to look at. And this question takes quite a lot more to do than some of the other ones. That's why I always say you should read the read before you start on these questions, because this is one of those questions that it takes the entire read almost to really understand what it is you're supposed to put. What are the major religious beliefs in India? List all major beliefs. Before I would have people do things like, let me find a religion section. Oh, that's government. We passed religion already. All right, right here. So, for example, like it says that this is Hindu, right? It has the yellow section. It's 79.8%, and people would give me the answer of it's mostly Hindu, and that would be it, right? That's not what I want to know. I want to know all the religions found in India. So it means you need to list these out. All right. That doesn't mean come here, copy and paste it in, right? I want you to read it, process it, and then type it out, right? It's not that hard. How has India's history helped shape the geography? This question throws people off some. When I talk about how has history helped shape the geography, what have they done in the past that had a significant impact either on the physical geography or the social geography? Right? So, like, for example, India has a caste system where you're born into a caste and that is where you stay for your entire life. And a lot of things are dictated by your caste. Now, the government in India has been trying to change that. They've been trying to get rid of the caste, but it's been around for so long and it's such a huge part of their culture that it's hard to do. So you could talk about how the Indian caste system has affected, their social geography. Like what's going on now? You have some people that follow the caste system and some people that don't. You can also talk about the changes that they made, to the environment, to the physical geography. If they've diverted rivers or built dams or things of that nature. How did that change the physical geography? Any wars that they might have got into. Like when we talk about the physical geography of Japan, we could talk about dropping the atomic bombs, right? Like that is part of their history, and that changed the geography of the area. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about help shape the geography. Interesting facts are completely up to you. And what can you tell me about India's current events? These are found towards the bottom right here in this section of the read. I will not accept an answer of I couldn't find any. They're right here. It's why I put it found at the bottom of the read. All right. All right, guys. So take it easy, and I will see you at one of our meets, hopefully.